Acacia, once again, mandatory payout in the Rainbow Six.
Yeah, that pool has continued to grow so quickly. It's amazing how fast it builds up, but I'm sure it will be a massive pool to look forward to on Saturday. Great card of racing, Ron, and everything must go in the Rainbow Six.
12-race card will be kicking it off in race number 7, and as Acacia said, everything must go. So let's take a look at our tickets. Acacia, what a great way to start it with this race 7 with these maidens on the grass.
Yeah, not an easy way to start it either, though. I went 5 deep in the first leg in this maiden special weight on turf. I've got 3 horses in race number 8, which is a nice allowance race on the dirt. Of course, Funny Bet has the target on her back. In the 9th race, I've got the 2 Hop on the Bus Gus, as well as the 8 Scat Nap. Moving on to race number 10, I ended up using 4 horses in there, though I do like Penalty off the layoff. And speaking of a layoff, you have Breeders' Cup winner Structor coming back, singled Mischievous Alex in the Gulfstream Park Sprint, and in the nightcap, we wrap up with maidens on the turf once again. I'm 4 deep in there, Ron, for a $96 play.
Yeah, I started off with 3 deep in race number 7 with the Golden Whim, QF75, and Tour of Duty. Just beautifully bred horses in that race. I agree with you with Funny Bet and a Black Magic Woman. Also, Whispering Pines in race number 8. Got my long shot in race number 9. That is Yako, 8-1 on the morning line. But you got to use Hop on the Bus Gus. Also use Scat Nap. Agree with you once again with the 1 Penalty who runs well fresh. Grand Journey and Structure. Didn't know what to do. Breeders' Cup winner hasn't been seen in a long time. Mischievous Alex is going to be the one to beat, but I had some interest in the speed of Wind of Change. And 3 deep in the final leg with the Floriform, Performing Arts, and Bracken on my ticket.
Yeah, I like it. I like Bracken coming in later there, too. But that's not an easy way to start or end the sequence with those maiden races. I think as you kick it off with the maiden special weight, good to see how the board is going to be playing.
Yeah, I ended up with a $97.20 ticket.
I've got $96 for me, too, with that single. But I think if you can maybe find a single, maybe it's Mischievous Alex, maybe it's somewhere else, but that helps you to kind of spread in those maiden races.
Yeah, so that is Saturday. Kicks off in race number 7, Acacia's ticket. You'll see it up there along with mine. So $97.20 for me. I'm $1 more than Acacia. Maybe we'll go partners, Acacia.
Yeah, I like it. I ended up, again, using the 5 horses in the opening leg. I wanted to include the number 4, Neotropic, as well for Jimmy Toner, who was not in my picks, but one with a big pedigree. Tour of Duty has the big pedigree as well. Golden Whim, the full brother to multiple Grade 1 winner, New Money Honey. There's some nice pedigrees in those races. And Everesting, the one with experience that I think you have to include as well. So I think that these are potentially the scene setters for some future stars on Saturday's card as well.
Yeah, Funny Bet, I think, is a logical one for Dale Romans in race number 8. How deep did you go in that race?
I went 3 deep in the 8th race for Funny Bet, using that one who's looking to make it 4 in a row. There she is, turning back from the 2 turns to the 1 turn. Black Magic Woman, I don't entirely trust, though she did win last time out. Of course, she is certainly well-bred. She's taken a lot of money in all of her races so far, but I went for the top pick with the 7 Princess Betty, who keeps Irad Ortiz aboard.
In race number 9, as I mentioned, got a little bit of a long shot in there with Yako, who's absolutely game in defeat when she broke from a tough post. She almost pulled off that, she did pull off that 12-1 upset for Antonio Sano, Junior Alvarado. Did you use that horse in your ticket?
I didn't. She was my 3rd pick, the famous one as I went 2 deep. But I liked her, too. She was beaten just a neck last time. Antonio Sano's barn has been going well. Hop on the Bus Gus is a reclaim for Safi Joseph Jr. I think that's something to pay attention to. And how can you not like the 8-year-old mare Scat Nap, who won that dated claimer last time? Maybe that's a key that she's in good form right now.
Race number 10, we both use Penalty, who runs well fresh. She's beaten 2 lengths in 80,000 optional claimer up at Belmont. This Son of Blame, just really good at the distance. 7 starts, couple of wins, couple of seconds, couple of thirds. But I had to use Grand Journey, too.
I agree. I think that Penalty, before that layoff, was facing some really, really nice horses. We did see him win over Largent, who ran a huge race in the Pegasus World Cup turf to be second behind Colonel Liam. So he faced some really really good horses back in 2020. So looking forward to seeing him back. I also used Grand Journey. Structure off the layoff, just not sure what to really make of him. But he was great as a 2-year-old, but he's now 4, and we haven't seen him since then. I also included Ever Dangerous, who won the Bryant Station coming in off the also eligible list. He was the number 14 that day in a big field. A really impressive performance from this horse, who's certainly moving in the right direction for George Weaver.
I would say, the race number 11 is the Gulfstream Park Sprint, the Grade 3. I'm going to say a lot of people are going to be singling like you did, Mischievous Alex.
This one, of course, he is a multiple graded stakes winner already. I know you spoke to Saffie Joseph Jr. They had thought about going to Laurel Park this weekend for the General George, but stay home instead here in a prep for down the road trying the Carter up in New York, which is exciting to see him kind of going into that deeper competition again. But it was a good comeback race last time out as well. They added that extension blinker on for him, and he really just seemed to finish up really nicely with a 103 Beyer speed figure last time.
Yeah, it was a great performance. Wind of Change, just a speed play for me, turning back to 3/4, had that 3-length lead. The final race, I almost singled. I was almost going to do this with the number 3, Flory Form. It was turning back to the mile, debuted for Bill Mott, and was really runs well. Gets second-time Lasix, first-time Edgar Zayas in the mix today, but I did use Performing Arts, who's beautifully bred, and as you mentioned, Bracken.
Yeah, Floriform was my top pick last time, and that one still hurts to be beaten that day. See, a win from within was loose on the lead, and I think really ran well switching to turf. Performing Arts, the half-brother to Oscar nominated, and Oscar performance should improve. My notes first time out for Bracken were that I wanted to see him long on the turf, so I get my wish today, though he does have an outside post to deal with. I also included the 6 Rosenquist to colt by Uncle Mo for Chad Brown, who tries the grass.
Well, that's how we see the tickets in the mandatory payout. Rainbow 6 on Saturday. Good luck with all your selections, and don't forget, join us tomorrow.